Hello, I'm Simon Miller. This is The Week in Wrestling. Now this week, AJ Lee did indeed return to wrestling, and while a lot of us were excited and hyped about this, it then turned out actually we shouldn't have done those things and we should be completely miserable about it, because if you went to her cage match ratings from 10 years plus ago, it turned out maybe on paper, she was nothing more than an average wrestler. And of course, this was a nice reminder that one, numbers in professional wrestling must control your life at every turn and must be more than just a single opinion. And two, that Revolution 2022, the account that posted this information, couldn't even be bothered to crop the image wide enough so you could see the people that AJ Lee was actually facing. And come on, my friend, if you are going to troll the audience, at least put a bit of effort in. MJF and Elisa Ratout also managed to wind up the same sort of people, though, because as you can see right here, they had a wedding, and yes, Hangman Adam Page was present, and in terms of the television show, Hangman Adam Page and Maxwell Jacob Friedman are currently feuding. Dreammaker on social media weighed in on all of this and acted like in September 2025, we had just had the first account of kayfabe being broken when it came to professional wrestling, ignoring the curtain call from 1996.
Are you kidding me?
The Montreal Screwjob from 1997. That WWF Belgium commentator who just went off live on air when he was working for the World Wrestling Federation in 1994. And of course, February 1989, when Vince McMahon stood in front of the New Jersey Athletic Commission and said, "Ha, you shouldn't charge us the same way that you charge sports, because we're not sports, we're sports entertainment, so for goodness sake, would you just stop it?" And yes, this got covered in national newspapers. Bless AEW owner Tony Khan as well, who went out of his way to try and keep this all alive by saying, well, of course, Hangman is just good friends with Alicia Tout, and why the hell would you let an enemy get in the way of that? Because obviously this was all about the power of love, and if this did upset you and you would rather wrestlers stay off social media, I have a much better way where you can control all of this. You could stay off social media. The truth being, you're not able to stay off social media, are you? We also learned more about ratings this week as we go back to numbers, because in the last 10 days or so, not only did WWE SmackDown not do great ratings, but AEW Dynamite either, which led to discourse such as this. Get ready to cry into your when your indie mud show Cut Cold program gets cancelled next year. SmackDown has been trashed for years, so no wonder its ratings are Who would even watch that shit? I would watch it, and I often think it's quite good. Keep moaning, you bald paid off piece of shit. Just because you like all wrestling, you That's right, yes, I've been doing this close for 10 years, and I'm being paid off by both sides, which you would imagine would be a conflict of interest, but I'm just that damn good at it. And of course, it means that I shall never watch wrestling again, because how could I ever see the words of OVW mark out and not do exactly what they tell me? When they took all of 4 seconds to write that post, it really should be appreciated and listened to. As it turns out, it also means that the overall rating has to determine whether you enjoy a show or not. So if you do sit down to watch AEW Dynamite, and then 24 hours later you do realize it's a bad rating, you actually have to look in the mirror and go, damn, I was wrong. And we learned that from a few people this week, including Juan, who said,
"You keep telling yourself that, whatever makes you feel better."
Which is so devoid of grammar and sentence structure, it actually hurt me more than the insult that was intended. Watt also said,
"I'm tired of y'all making excuses, because when they were being NXT, y'all was laughing at NXT and made it a whole big thing saying they took them out and gonna catch up to Raw. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji. No, keep that same energy. They wanted this competition, so if you're losing, you get laughed at, shrug emoji."
Which again sounds like somebody who did so much acid they forgot what a comma was. Or maybe they never knew what it was to begin with. And then there was Mike, who replied to my post saying, actually, you don't have to worry about the ratings as long as you enjoy it. Because he said,
"Not if it gets cancelled for bad ratings. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk."
Now, first of all, it's TED Talk. Unless you are about to launch a range of shops for tall people called Ted, then fair play to you. But also that, yes, if you do enjoy a show and then it gets cancelled, you were wrong to like it to begin with. So essentially, Firefly fans, f*** you.
We're not thieves. Well, we are thieves. Point is, we're not taking what's his.
There was actually some proper wrestling this week too, so if you missed it, let's catch up. AEW continued to commit crimes because not only was Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd using hammers, but Darby also wrapped Gabriel Kidd up in a body bag, attached him to a truck, and drove off into the distance. Nobody gave us an update on this, so he may be dead. Brock Lesnar also returned to WWE after returning to WWE, beat up John Cena, and then looked into a camera and said, "John Cena, I will see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch." That's an unfortunate sentence to have to say, because it made him sound like an angry Care Bear.
Hey, John, I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch.
Wanna be a Care Bear? Oh, it'll be so great when I'm a Care Bear.
Fans in Paris for Clash in Paris were also super loud, but as we learned once again from the internet, the only reason they made so much noise is because they'd been conditioned to do so. which is the equivalent of saying you only eat because you know you're hungry, needs must. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky also continue to have their friendship, which does seem to be fueled by sexual tension, and you'll forgive me because I'm not going to read the replies to those posts. I mean, you can imagine the direction that some people went in kind of makes you ashamed to be a fan. If nothing else, they should probably be arrested, but that was the week in wrestling, and it was a nightmare, and it had absolutely nothing to do with what did happen on our screens. I'll see you next week.